Hi, welcome to the Husky Hut, and this is the second video in our series Know Before You Go, which just covers some basic information you should know before you hop on the sled. Today we'll be talking about equipment, things you'll need before you go sledding.
Your first and most important piece of equipment will be your dog sled. The basic dog sled has two long parallel runners, a frame that holds them in position, and a brake for slowing the team. Your sled is only as good as your brakes. Designs on sleds can vary drastically. Modern racing sleds have come a long ways from the heavier freight sleds of the past. Modern high-tech sleds generally use less wood and instead use lighter, man-made materials. And as mushers, my husband and I have used a variety of sleds, and we have fallen off every single one of them. When you are first starting out, you will want to find a sled that works for you and your dogs. For a beginner, the ideal sled will probably be one with brakes capable of holding back the team you are planning on running with. A snow hook is also something we recommend having on your sled. As you choose your first sled, think about the number of dogs you will be running with and what you want to do with your sled. Will you be racing? Will you just be going with some friends? The first sled you might come across is a tandem sled. This sled has room for two people to stand. The next sled you see most commonly is a sprint sled. These sleds range from basket to toboggan styles. Do your research and find one that works for you. And we have talked about bike joring in the past on this channel. If you are interested in bike joring or dryland mushing, make sure your vehicle has reliable brakes. Next thing we will talk about are lines and collars. Your dog or dogs will be hooked to the sled by a line. There is a large variety of options and configurations. Lines can be made of rope or cable. You will always need to have something on your person that can cut the lines in an emergency, such as a cable cutter or pocket knife. With one or two dogs, you will need a tug line for each dog and a neckline to connect to their collars. When you want to run more than two dogs, you will need a modular set. A modular set allows you to connect your one or two lead dogs with the rest of the team. This line configuration that I have here is for 4 dogs. You can see tug lines and a neckline in front for the lead dogs and the additional modular set for the 2 wheel dogs. The neckline attaches to their collar and the tug line is attached to their pulling harness. Here Juno is modeling the look. Your dog should have a collar that is well fitted and comfortable. If the collar is too loose, your dog may slip free and cause a tangle. The next thing we'll talk about are harnesses. Your dogs will need a good pulling harness. If your dog is pulling weight, you should use a harness specifically designed for that task, or you risk injuring your dog. We do not recommend using a regular walking harness. We recommend an X-back or crossback harness. And since we've talked about what the dogs will be wearing sledding, we wanted to talk about what we wear when we're out mushing. You should wear clothing suited to the weather and the conditions you'll be sledding in. This may include a ski jacket, gloves, goggles, boots, baklava, a gaiter, and for some people, a good helmet. Many people don't realize that mushing can be a bit of a workout. Dress for the weather, but also be aware that you might warm up and sweat quite a bit. Not everything is going to go perfectly. Mistakes and problems are all a part of the mushing experience. Lines are going to get tangled, and you are probably going to fall off the sled at least once. This is a normal part of mushing, and the important thing is to make sure that you and your dogs have an enjoyable experience every time. One of our favorite rules that we like to remember when we go out mushing is that no matter what goes wrong or what issues come up, when they wear their pulling harnesses, we try to make sure that they have a memorable and enjoyable experience. So whenever they are back out on the sleds, they remember having a fun time. We never want to make it a stressful or unenjoyable experience for the dog. We hope that you found these tips helpful. Feel free to leave any questions or concerns in the comments below. Best of luck and happy trails!